Jenny McKenzie here. This time I'm 7 weeks postpartum, and what I have for you is a yoga lower body sculpt flow. So I've combined yoga, which I love for low impact sculpting and flexibility, especially postpartum, and I've combined it with a lot of my favorite sculpting elements, such as isometric holds, pulses, and some strength mechanisms to really sculpt that lower body and get in and make you feel great as well. All right, so as usual, we're gonna start at the top of our mat. Feet hip width apart. We're gonna find that good posture, roll your shoulders back, kind of bring those scapula together and really engage all those muscles in the core. Take a deep breath. Your arms are hanging at your side, not kind of flapping all around, but they're purposely into your nose, out through your mouth. And really blow it out from your diaphragm. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, feel it through your core. Last time. This time, inhale. Bring your arms up. Bring it down. Bring your hands to your knees. Push out for that flat back. Exhale. Reverse swan dive, come up. Exhale, touch the toes. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, reverse swan dive. And this time, in this iteration, we're gonna come into chair. Reverse swan dive, come up. Exhale, touch your toes. Your hands to your knees. In one fluid motion, come into chair. Swan dive, come up. This time, bring your hands to the floor, up to flat back. Chair, sink into the heels, weight in the booty. Put your hands on the mat, step. This time we're gonna step back into plank, hold it. Chaturanga, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Walk the feet into the hands. Come up into flat back. Reverse swan dive, come up. Swan dive, come down. Come into flat back. Sink the weight in the heels. Drop the booty back, come into chair. Hands to the mat, step back into plank. Chaturanga, up dog. Exhale, down dog. With each time, try to press those heels a little bit further into the mat. Bring those ears in between those shoulders to make that picture frame. Flat back. Exhale, reverse swan dive, come up. Swan dive, come down. Chair. These are gonna get a little faster every time just because, we're keeping this on the low impact, doesn't mean we don't want to get the heart rate up. And keep in mind when you do that tricep push-up, that chaturanga, your elbows are into your rib cage. Exhale, down dog. Push the booty up, kind of play around in dog dog, down dog each time we're down here. Step the feet into the hands, flat back. Reverse swan dive, come up. Swan dive, come down, touch the toes. Flat back, chair, hands to the mat. This time jump or float back into plank if you're able. Chaturanga, up dog, exhale, down dog. One last time, walk the feet into the hands. I really want to make sure those legs are nice and warmed up before we start these isometric holds, these balances, these pulses, and these strength mechanisms. Come up, roll those feet down, pedal the feet. When I say pedal the feet, I just kind of see how I'm bending my knees, and it's like I'm pedaling an upside down bike, if you will. Push back into those heels. Take the right leg, deliberately raise it, point the heel, open up the hip. Come back, bend the knee, open up the hip, straighten the leg. Bend the knee, open up the hip, straighten the leg. You're really contracting the top of that glute. This time raise the left leg. Point the toe, get as long as lead as you can, contract the top, contract the whole glute. The left one, bend the knee, open up the hip, straighten the leg. Bend the knee, open up the hip, straighten the leg. Bend the knee, open up the hip, straighten the leg. Come back into down dog. Push back into those heels. Pedal the feet again. Really give those glutes a little bit of a break, kind of switch your weight from hip to hip. Drop the knees down, bring them back up. Drop the knees down, come a little bit forward, kind of into a raised table, feel the heat build in that quad. Come back up, bring those ears back in between those shoulders to create that picture frame. You're kind of coming into a raised tabletop position, and back. Raised tabletop, and back. Raised tabletop. Feel the heat build in the quad, last one. Really work that isometric hold. We're going to be here about 10 or 15 seconds. Feel the heat building in those quads. Hold it, hold it. You're gonna feel it building in your shoulders as well. Hold, hold. We're here for a hot minute. I really wanted you to warm up those quads before I use this isometric hold, so you can really feel that burn in those quads. This will have you burning calories long after this workout is over. Push back into down dog. Great job, great job. If you need to, come back into child's pose. Cross those legs, stretch out those shoulders. If you need to improve that wrist flexibility, turn your hands up facing the sky. If you don't need to, just stay in down dog. We're going to take that right leg, bring it to the right elbow, bring it up. Now I want you to bring that leg in between your hands. Come into a good runner's position. Slide forward, slide back. Don't bounce. Just kind of warm up the sliding filament in that muscle for the pulses. All right, I want you to come up. I want you to find crescent pose. So with your hands up now, I want you to pulse in that really wide lunge 15 times. Small controlled movements. So we're going to hold here for a little bit. Let the heat build up in both of these. Another isometric hold. We're going to pulse. 2, 3. Again, practice good form. You don't want to come forward. You don't want to come back. You just want to drop the weight center. You want to make sure the knee does not come over that ankle. You just want to drop that lower back. You just want to drop that back knee, which in this case is my left, because I brought the right leg to the front of the mat. Down. And pulse. And pulse. And pulse. 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 All right, straighten that back leg, hold crescent. Bring your hands down to the mat, send that right leg back, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. So I say this is a low body focus, but yoga's working. When you're in that plank, you're working your core. Chaturanga works with arms, but the focus is going to be the legs. All right. So deliberately, left knee to left elbow. Get as long and lean as you can. Contract the top of that glute. Bring that leg forward. Hold it for a second. Then when you ready, kick it forward to that runner's lunge. Slide forward. Slide back. Slide forward. Slide back. You're really exercising the sliding filament in that muscle. Forward and back. Come up and find crescent pose. Hold this. A great isometric hold is going to work that back and front quad. Hold that. You can keep your arms raised. You can bring them to your waist. Now what I want you to do is pulse. 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 Again, practice good form. If you need to, walk this leg in and this leg back just a little bit. You just want to make sure you have good form in those pulses. So you're just dropping that back knee. This knee isn't really moving much at all, if you'll notice. It is not going, it's not going forward over my foot. I want to make sure I can see my toes at all times. I just want you to keep this pulse, pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. All right, now step back out if you took a step. Find that crescent pose. Bring your hands to the mat. Send that left leg back. Chaturanga, up dog. And a good way to modify that is to go to your knees. For that tricep push-up. Rest back here for a little bit. Pedal the feet, take a breather. All right. So this time I want you to, again, take that right knee to your right elbow, send it up. Bring it forward, pause here, contract that whole core when you're ready. Come, work the sliding filament in the muscle just a little bit. 3 times. Come back up into that crescent. I want you to hold here. Then I want you to take a big step, really, so lean forward, take a big step, bring that left knee up. I'm going to step back here for you a little bit. Bring that left knee up. I want you to hold this here for 20 seconds. This is another isometric hold. 7, 8, 9, 10. Flex the foot. You can, if you're having a little bit, if you need to increase that ankle flexibility and to give you something extra to concentrate on, roll the ankle, hold that leg, really feel the heat building and contract and engage the core. All right, send it back into a lunge. Not quite a crescent, but you see how close my legs are together? This is a lunge. We're just gonna hold this here. We're not gonna pulse. We're gonna hold this here for 15 seconds. You should really feel the heat building in those quads. We're going to perform this 3 times on each side, just so you know what's coming. Told you, it's really going to work the lower body. Yoga is a great full body workout, but this is going to really work the lower body. Now I want you to come forward, and I want you to hold warrior three. This is going to work the balance. So balance works your whole body, but if you're really contracting the top of that glute, it's going to contract and shape the glute. Gives us that nice round booty we're all looking for. Hold this here. Drop that leg back, come back into runner's lunge. Take a few deep breaths here, we're doing that again. So sliding filament in that muscle, back and forth 3 times. Then I want you to come up into that crescent pose. Raise that right leg, hold it here for 15 seconds. You should feel all kinds of heat building in this leg and this leg. And in your core. So hold, maybe rotate the ankle a few times. Rotate the wrists if you're able to, kind of like a rub your tummy, pat your head things. This will increase your wrist flexibility because you're doing all those up dogs, down dogs. Send it back into the lunge, hold it for 15 seconds. Rotate the wrists if you need to. Take a few deep breaths. Try not to focus on, your hold, because that's what's going to make it seem like it's taking forever. But you'll be glad you did it later. Trust me. All right, one big push. Come up into warrior three. If you need to, kind of stick your arms out, contract the top of that glute. Stick that. Get as long and as lean as you can in both legs. Straighten out that stable leg. Don't let that foot just kind of dangle there. Point it or flex it, or do both again. Rotate the ankle. Just make sure you're not thinking too much about the hold. Keep those arms out there. All right, I want you to come back into crescent. We're not going to go all the way down this time. Take a few deep breaths. Before we do one final push off that right leg to come up into our one leg balance, we're going to rotate. Maybe we should do this 15 times, or kind of see how far you can get in the alphabet in 15 seconds. So you're not concentrating so much on the hold. A lot of heat building in both legs right now. I'm also just realizing, I think I wore the same outfit in 2 videos. See if you can find them. Can you tell I'm tired? I have a newborn and 2 other kids. All right. But hey, I'm 7 weeks postpartum, so I'm going to cut myself a little slack here. All right, again, practice good form. Keep your weight centered. Drop the weight in that knee. Isometric hold. We're going to hold this here for 15 seconds. Rotate those hands. Another reason I like these full body yoga works out is I can do them in my bare feet. I don't have to fiddle faddle with all those shoes and things. All right, one final push off that right leg. Contract the glute. Get as long as lean as you can. If you can, or you want to, bring your legs forward. Bring them back. Straighten out that right leg, which is your stabilizer. All right. Straighten it out, straighten it out, straighten it out. All right. Find that crescent pose again. This time we're coming into runner's lunge. We're sending that right leg back, pushing up into down dog, bringing that right leg up into 3-legged down dog, holding it, getting as long as lean as you can, finding our balance. Bring that knee, left knee in between those hands. Bring it to the outside, come into that good runner's lunge. Exercise the sliding filament in that muscle. Come up into crescent. Hold crescent for a second. With one big push off that left leg now. Come forward into that one-legged balance. If you need to tap before you come up, that's totally fine. The more times you do this workout, I'm going to scoot back for you. The better you'll get at just really building the strength in that left quad and bringing your knee all the way up. All right, let's rotate that other foot. See, I'm dripping sweat, y'all. Rotate, rotate, rotate. The other way. Really feel that heat building. This should really be warming up your IT band as well. Drop the leg back into that shallow lunge. So we're dropping again. Our shoulder should be over our hip, and we're dropping our body weight center. Just kind of drop that knee down, and we're holding. You're going to feel a lot of heat building in that back, the quad of that back leg, which in this case is my right leg. And in the hip flexor of that stable leg, that stabilizer leg. All right, rotate those wrists a few times. Rotate them another way. Big push off that left leg. Come up into warrior three, lean as far forward as you can, engage the core. Get as long and lean as you can. Contract that glute. Really stretch that leg. If you want to, stretch and flex the calf or the foot so you can strengthen the calf. Rotate the wrists if you can. Like I said, rub your tummy, pat your head. All right. You're almost there. Drop it back into crescent. This first time we're coming back into runner's lunge just to work the sliding filament in that muscle again, not for very long. Come up, find your balance in crescent, push off that left leg, find that one leg balance. If you need to, put your arms like a runner. It's going to help you with that total body balance. Rotate that ankle 3 times this way, maybe rotate those arms, engage the core. That's going to help you raise this knee higher. You want your knee waist height or higher. Drop that leg back into a lunge. Again, find that center, find your center, and just drop your weight down in that back right knee, and just hold. We're not pulsing, we're just holding. Really feel it in that quad, that back leg. And this time we're not going down into a runner's lunge, we're just kind of coming crescent. But before that, we gotta push out that left leg, find warrior 3, strengthen and lengthen through both legs. So when you lean forward, 2 things should happen. You should find your balance, you should regain your balance, you should really stretch out that stabilizer leg, and feel it along your back and the glute of the leg that's extended all the way back. I'm shaking right now, I don't know if you can see it. Really stretch out the leg, and all those little stabilizer muscles in your ankle are working while you do this too. Come back, find crescent, but only for a second here. Again, I want to isometrically work all those muscles without giving you much a break to really sculpt those muscles, all right? So there, I went for the tap before I found my one leg balance. Contract the core, contract the leg. Maybe you hinge out at the knee, hinge back. Try to straighten it, gain a little flexibility in that knee, rotate the ankles, rotate the wrists. Bring that knee back, find your center and drop down. Again, keep that body weight center. Your shoulders are over your hip. Your knee is not over your ankle, and you're just back dropping that back right quad. You're just staying, you're holding it, your feet feeling that final heat build in your right leg. All right, this is our last time. All right. Deep breath. Push out that left leg, and we're going to come into that warrior 3 hold. Maybe you want to open up a little bit. You want to rotate the wrists. You want to rotate that ankle back there before we come back into the Vinyasa flow. And if at any time you need to, just go ahead and come to a standing position, or even find child's pose. We're coming back. This time we are doing the Vinyasa flow, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. All right, really stretch back into that tailbone, into those calves. Drop to your knees, come into a brief child's pose before we go into our next series. All right, come up into that down dog. This time we're going to do a warrior 2 sequence. So bring that right knee to right elbow, send that leg up, bring the knee in between the hands. When you're ready, come into a good runner's lunge. This time I want you to flatten that foot, and I want you to come into a warrior pose. All right, I want you to hold a warrior 2. I want you to hold this right here. I want you to reach, take your left hand, reach for the outside of that right knee, briefly. Bring your hand around your back. Really just want you to give your torso a good stretch. Now the opposite, push off. Take that right hand, push off the inside of that right knee. You're really going to feel that on the inside of that right thigh and down that left quad. All right, so now I want you to bring those legs together. Stick your booty back like this. Drop your right hand to the inside of that right foot. Now what I want you to do, this isn't a normal yoga flow, is take that hand. I want you to set it out in front of you. I want you to come forward on that right foot. And I want you to just gently raise that back leg. I want you to come to a single leg balance like this. And now what I want you to do is I want you to reach behind you. It's a transverse lunge with a twist. So you're facing forward. I want you to reach back and come into a lunge. Reach with your right hand, reach for that left foot, or that left ankle. Come back. Do it again. We're here for 10 times. If you need to, just come to standing position if the one-legged balance is too much. But I really, to work those legs, I want you to come and find that one leg balance. If you need to tap like this, that's also fine. But you're just really working those legs. Again, in the lunge, you're dropping the booty back, the weight is in your heel. You should almost be able to lift your toes. When we do the left leg, I'll show you. Come back up, come to standing. I want you to find that triangle position again. Step out, find that warrior position. Bring your hands down to the mat, send that leg back. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Now I want you to raise that left leg to the sky. Hold it, strengthen and lengthen. Bring the knee in between the hands when you're ready. Come into that runner's lunge. Flatten that back foot. Come up into warrior two. Reach with your right hand to the outside of that left knee. Rotate that torso as much as is comfortable. Now I want you to switch. I really want you to try and open up the hips. So with that left hand, press against that left knee. Bring your arm in back of you and try to open up hips. If you want to, you can kind of push on that back right thigh with your right hand too to really open up those hip flexor muscles. So now what I want you to do is to straighten the legs. Again, I'm describing each step. I want you to take one real big step in, forward. Stick that hip back. Bring that right arm, that left hand now, inside the inside of the left foot. Open up. Look down at that hand. Raise it. Bring it in front of you. Come forward until you find that good extended triangle pose. Open up. Now what I want you to do is slowly bring that leg. You're going to wobble. That's good. It's working all the stabilizer muscles in your leg. Come to a one leg balance. Traverse lunge with reach. So it's traverse because you're crossing two planes. So your front plane and your sagittal plane. You're reaching back, but again, you're maintaining good form. So this should really stretch that front leg. It should get your heart rate up a little bit while remaining relatively low impact. And back, come up, come back, come up, come back, come up. Again, if you need to, again, see my weight, I'm lifting those toes because my weight is in my heels, all right? And I'm just dropping my booty back for that, even though I'm changing planes. All right, coming up. You can give this a little pulse here for a little added bonus if you want. But send that leg back. Stick the booty back, find that triangle pose. Take a step forward, step back, find that warrior pose. Come back down to the mat. Send your left leg back. Down dog, up dog, or chaturanga, up dog, down dog. All right, now what I want you to do is I want you to walk those feet in a little bit. So you're in, again, you're in like a raised tabletop position. All right, I want you to stay here for a little bit. Then what I want you to do is rotate on one foot, kick the leg through, come back. Rotate on your other foot, kick the leg through, and come back. So this is really, it's working your core and your legs, and your balance. Try to get as straight as you can with the legs, and come back to that raised tabletop position every time. And keep your wrists under your shoulders the whole time. All right, come into that raised table and just hold. Just hold. Okay? Walk. Press your feet out to down dog. Push your head back between your shoulders. Come forward. Press it out. Come to the raised tabletop. Press it out. If you need to walk in or go to your toes for the raised tabletop, that's fine. Contract those triceps to really give your shoulders that good rotation to work the legs. Come back. Come into tabletop. Point the toes. Exhale, breathe back into child's pose. Great job. Just kind of relax here. Stretch out the fingertips. Stretch out the booty. Reach forward. Stay here till your heart rate comes down. Roll back up onto those hands. Just kind of take a few moments for yourself to sit on your mat, roll your shoulders back. Think about all we just did to sculpt those lower legs with no weights, with no high impact, in our bare feet, hopefully before lunchtime. All right, great job. And thanks for working out with me.